I am live, and I'm first. Look who I got to my right. You there? You ain't even there. Fucking late for the party.
Just wanted to see how you'd react. I just figure, with how much you need to check your microphone and whatnot, I figure if I stayed like a mute for a few seconds, you might start to lose it.
So somebody made a great analogy. It's like, how come whenever you do the show by yourself, you never have a microphone or technical problems? I'm like, yeah, it is kind of pretty strange.
Yeah. Well, I want to be clear. You put the technical problems on yourself, though.
No, I don't think so. Here's the thing. You've become untouchable today. Normally on a Monday show, I'd bust your balls and call you a bunch of things. Hey, Joey. Hey, guys. Ryan. Joey, another Joey. Kyle. We're here. Natty's here.
Look at you getting used to reading the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more of a proactive chat guy.
Is that a Banana Republic shirt?
Yeah.
Can't even tell. Are those flamingos?
Yeah.
Can't even tell. See, no, I don't have a problem with that, but you seem to have a problem when I wear, borderline flamboyant apparel.
I don't, but you yell at me for wearing you yell at me for wearing V-necks. I mean,
Well, you're wearing the clearance rack V-necks. I mean, that's I'm not yelling at you.
I don't do clearance racks.
Just stating a fact. I mean, you're half your wardrobe, at least as it relates to what you wear on these shows. You look like you shop in the clearance section at Walmart.
No, you know better than that. I don't do that.
It's nice to bring out a little flamingo, a little color. You know what I mean? Nice.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Yeah. So 12-1, 15-1. What was your record this weekend?
Including yesterday, I think 16-3.
16-3. Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable. That's a great job. And this is the one so everybody here's what usually happens. When it comes to one game, I'll take my chances with anybody picking one game. I don't play a lot of volume, but sometimes if I'm at a sports bar or I'm somewhere, I'll call or email my son and say, hey, I'm in degen mode today. I'm with a bunch of people and there's like 90 TVs. Who do you got? And then I'll just do the rundown because I'm watching all the games. I can't pick that many games. I just do not have. I just can't do it. I can't bet that many games. Which makes this even tough that I'm not like blown out of the water and I'm here over a month is because go for the set now. Broker 5-1 Vanderway serving. I like to fucking live bet it to love right now. So I can get this under 8.5. I'll be okay. I'm all right with this set. I'm sorry. Unbeknownst to you, I do have a job. I live bet fucking tennis and other ridiculous things. But yeah,
so putting the eyes on your own bets.
I'm not putting the eyes on. I'm just saying I had to get the break. I got the break. I mean, if Kenan could break Vanderway, then I deserve to lose. Anyway, so as I was saying, I don't. This stuff to me is new. A lot of the people that have been, at my forum in the past, I would take one game. I would talk about one game. Yeah. I never know what I'm rooting for, what I'm not rooting for. So I do get an email a reply on one of the message things.
I think I know what you're about to reference.
What?
You're the one dude who commented on your game.
Yeah. So I get one comment, and here's what the comment says. It says, "Wow, I blindly bet fucking Texas. I bet Oklahoma. Their quarterback wasn't playing. You fucking suck. Never again." Right? So and you can read it because it's there. And I said, "Dirty love, Kenan. You motherfucking jinx bastard."
You were the one to put your own eyes on it.
Oh man. Anyway, so the windup was I replied back to him and I said, "Holy shit, you need to get your computer checked. I think you might have had the mute button off when I told you a plus 200 underdog Navy +6 wins by 32 fucking points, but you might not have heard that one. But somehow you fucking sold your house on the fucking one game that I have." And this is where I kind of run into problems. Well, not running into problems. I mean, I don't give a fuck. You're the one that says don't fight back at people. Fuck that. But like when we talk about games, right? Like I think this week we talked about SMU. I showed the SMU. Who the hell? Who Memphis game? Was that?
No, SMU played on Thursday night. You hit the first quarter and the first half, but the second half got out of control real quick.
Right, yeah. So then I showed you the ticket. I bet Memphis, and we drive it at 30.
Yep, Memphis was a winner, yeah, for sure.
Right. So I posted to get Memphis a winner. So I'm just having conversation with people now. I don't, I don't watch these games. I can't. I'm never awake. So I read, wow, you got fucked in the game. I'm like, that's exactly what I want to read in the morning. And lo and behold, I heard it was a last second touchdown. But like, there were some games. I think on the members picks, I've had like 9 games or something like that. I might have been 4 and 5 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you basically were even for the most part. But I mean, look, you picked me up the last 2 weeks for sure. So it was nice for me to have the opportunity to return the favor.
Yeah, but another thing too, and this is, I bet a certain way, right? When they start paying me more money by winning for more points, or taking away more money if I lose by, then it's kind of different. The 2 things that I stressed, and this is probably the only thing I should have done. What did I stress to everybody? Houston hasn't won a motherfucking first half game all year. I don't care if they're playing fucking anybody. Don't bet Houston college football in the first half. You can't win.
You hate. There's some bias there. You hate Holgerson.
It doesn't look. It has nothing to do with it. But do you know the Tennessee Titans have scored a touchdown on their first drive in every game this year? Every fucking game. They're playing a team who hasn't won a first half all year and have been outscored by like 80 points in the first half of a game and never won a first half.
Oh, so, are you talking the Cougars or are you talking the Texans?
I'm going back to Sunday betting the Redskins. So why would I just not continuously bet against the Redskins in the first half of a football game? They don't win. But like the whole I wasn't lying. Something always crazy happens in Texas, Oklahoma. This time it just so happened crazy that they lost 49-0. And you know what? I ain't gonna say, oh, I thought the quarterback was playing. I don't give a fuck if Tom Brady was playing. That team was getting blown out. You can tell that from the start. But I do have an interesting story on the TCU game. So, oh shit. That's a straight set motherfucking winner. 6-1, Coco. You take it to that fucking bitch who claims she's American. She's a Russian cunt. Fuck you, Kenan, and your father on Easter. That's what you call fucking making live money.
See, here's the thing. You've gone a 180 on Kenan because we both used to be big Kenan fans.
Right, but then we got smart. We have the eye test. I got the glasses test. But we see. We're fucking smarter than the average bear, me and you. It's blood. It's the Nabladan.
I mean, it doesn't. I'll tell you what, it doesn't take, any flavor of high IQ to. If you watch Kenan, she's been terrible. I mean, I don't know.
Charlie Benson is a big time bettor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know the guy my whole life. Big time baccarat player out in Vegas. So we've been friends over the years. He gives me a call when we talked about. I said, look, there's no reason I have to give you. I can't give you a reason to play. Navy. What was that? Some people got 15-1 New York Giants.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Brandon, you know fucking drill. So anyway, so Charlie calls me and says, look, he says, I know you keep good tabs on Navy. He says, I got just one question for you. How's their defense? And I says, actually, their defense hasn't been bad. It's improved. I said on my video, my first video, I said that Navy to start is going to be rough because that option is timing. But once they get that option going, they're going to be good. It's going to take a few weeks. He says, Joey, Tulsa cannot stop the fucking option. If they have any kind of defense, Tulsa gets fucking beat here. And I said, I'll be honest with you. I liked fucking Navy before he even told me that. He says they will destroy them if they're in sync. They'll run up and down the field on Tulsa. So we just started talking. And I said, you know what? Fuck the points. They're gonna beat the fuck out of this team. And now what am I gonna do? I can't tell somebody, but statistically there was nothing there for me to tell you Navy. But
I was gonna say because I didn't that was a unique one for me. That wasn't one I would have ever pulled off the board.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I think I got as high as plus 200 on that. On the money line.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, 6.5.
It's weird though, isn't it weird how like the money line games? I wish I was doing action points, because the money line games have been great, in a lot of cases. But I think overall, like the whole weekend, I think me and you were against each other on 2 games, and somebody had asked. They said, Your son likes the other side. You guys are on the other side of 2 games. And yeah, there's a part of me wants to say, fuck him. He was I didn't even have fucking pubic hair by the time he was born. But well, I think I said that wrong. But anyway, no, I said, bet who you want, because I'm never going to tell somebody to take my picks over yours, even though they should. But I mean, I would never do that, especially after you're 16-3. What am I going to do now? I have to be fucking nice to you. You're 16-3.
No, the two I disagree with you on, but I didn't have enough conviction to bet anyway. Was one of them was Texas, Oklahoma. We discussed that though. I don't think Brett Venables is going to last the whole year. I think that dude's going to get canned before the season ends. And I get the line. I mean, obviously value, but man, Oklahoma just looks so dusty. And where I disagreed with you, where I lost, was I like targeting Carson Wentz against teams that can't get a pass rush. Carson Wentz actually looked okay. They didn't. What do you think? 370 yards, something like that. Wentz had a decent day.
There are situations that I will say to you, I've lost the game, and I said, but if they play the game tomorrow, I'll bet the same team. I would say that, no question. If Washington plays Texans tomorrow, the Titans tomorrow, I'd bet Washington. I wouldn't bet them in the first half, but I mean, for the pressure they put on that quarterback, don't forget he put up a couple of big penalties, and there was that one a 60-yard pass where he was going down.
And think about it, this is a whole different conversation too, right? I mean, they had 4 cracks inside the 5. I mean, it's a different conversation if Wentz just gets it in the end zone from there at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So it's
But Austin's right though. I mean, either way, you have a cozy week, but it doesn't matter because the last 2 weeks it felt like you just kept winning games the last 2 weeks. I mean, maybe you had a little 50-50 week coming.
No, look. I don't mind 50-50 weeks, but a lot of times I feel, and I was pretty stunned. I thought I was either going to run right through them or they were going to run right through me. That's just the way it goes. Just the way I feel about it. But what I think I'm going to do is, like, they're like Oklahoma was no better. Like, you would think my best bet would have been, why wouldn't my best bet be Navy? If I like them without the points and tell them they're going to win by double digits, well, shouldn't that have been my best bet? But I think, like, I bet, like, on the card, I bet Louisville, and we discussed a lot of games. I think I should just give games that a couple games that I like, but to use the word best bet, I never really like doing it anyway. But I guess it's kind of fun to say, like, who's your best? Give me one game, because if you ask me about a game, I'll tell you if I bet it or not. I might have said Oklahoma was my best bet. I don't know, but I didn't bet it any more than anything else.
I'm in the same boat. Like, we're the same that way. We flat bet everything, and it's like it's hard to justify where the best is, because Grant, like, I think we've had this discussion briefly on here. Like, if you're betting Kelly Criterion where you're loading up high percentage of your whatever on a certain game because the numbers say so, fine, but it's just not the way you've ever bet. It's not the way I've ever bet. So it's hard. You get, hey, what's your best bet? It's like, well, I kind of like them all. That's why I bet them. Yeah,
no, exactly. What's the best one? Like, I always laughed when like the touts will sit there and I said, well, I got a 10-star. Here's my 10-star. Then I got my 5-star. Then I got my 3-star. Well, what the fuck? Why would you bet a 5 and a 3 if you like a 10? You go 2 and 1 and lose money.
And isn't it great how, like, clever that's gotten over the years, right? Like, it went from the 10U to the 10-star to, like, the mega whale to the, now it's the play of the month, play of the year,
the best
play of the decade.
The best one ever, and I'm not going to give the guy's name out, but he had a game of the year that lost. And he comes back and he says, like, not even like a month later or like 2 months later, he says, guys, have no fear. My game of the year lost, but I never told you about my game of the year part 2. The sequel. I swear to God, that's what he was. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This stuff works. The game of the year part 2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, at least they've been getting clever. You know what I mean? Like, you listen to it, and it's like, all right, like, I mean, obviously we're not falling for it, but it's people will, I'm sure. I mean, at least it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you remember when Vegas Dave was trying to bet Uno tournaments?
I'm surprised he's still around. He doesn't have them customers that he says he has. I mean, he don't.
Hey, look, whatever you want to call it, 30 seconds of fame or whatever, he wrote it out pretty well. Got to respect that.
Yeah. He says, I got a 10-team parlay, can't lose. Or no, I guess how he got going was he'd have paid like $99 for my 2-team parlay. It would be like Ohio State, don't lay the 42, bet the money line. What do you call it? Alabama, don't lay the fucking 59 against Citadel. Bet a money line. You bet $100, you win fucking 8, but it's guaranteed money. That's how we that's how we got away with doing that shit. But I don't know. You got props tonight? Who you betting the game?
So I'm interested in your thoughts on this because I know that the show might not believe it. Like I know who you pick because you give it to me, but I don't. You don't listen to what I say anyway. So
No,
he never knows what I bet on these games until this show. So what I did bet on this game was a 2-team tease. The Raiders up to 13.5.
That's a loser.
And the over 41.5. It's -110 DK. You can do it as a same game parlay. It more or less acts as an alternate teaser. You basically are teasing the total down 10 points, and you're teasing the Raiders up 6.5 points. I just like the spot.
My question is, why would you want to be on 13.5? That's not a good number to be on. That's a losing number.
There's worse numbers to be on. I didn't want to pay 15.
How the fuck could it be worse than 13.5? You can lose by 14.
You can also lose by 13. I didn't want to, but I agree with you partially. I didn't want to pay an extra 15 cents to move up to 14.5. So it would have cost me.
I would have lent you the money. I would have lent you the money.
It would have. But yes, folks, if you want the 14.5, which I'll be honest, I don't find 14.5 much more key than 13.5. If you look statistically at games, they land similarly at 13.5 and 4. They land similarly at 13 as they do 14. Even though I know you hit 14's 2 touchdowns, but in this day and age, with how many teams go for 2, how many times the score ends awkwardly, I don't want to pay 15 cents to move up that 1 point. So if you folks want to, you can get that same parlay on DraftKings, and you can pay $1.25, and you can get over 41.5 and Raiders plus 14.5. I personally took the 13.5 at -110.
I've been real successful playing. It's really odd. First half of games, watching, and then making moves during the game. We're talking about me with a tennis match. I watched the first 2 games of the tennis match, and then I decided to bet it under. Because you could see the byline, you could see the team, you could see if a player's players having a problem getting her serve, and you could just see certain things. You could see and then sometimes in football, like I made a big live bet on the Jets when Bridgewater came off the field. Now, they didn't say nothing when he came walking off the field, but I said, if he's walking off the field and there's a chance he don't come back, they have no chance. And I wound up betting fucking the Jets in the second half plus a half, live betting him as he's walking off the field in a better position than I was when it started. So I like to do stuff like that. As far as tonight, I don't know if we're going to be opposite, but I don't. Here's what I did. I know
you like the Chiefs early.
I don't like the Chiefs for the game. I mean, 7 for the game, or by 6.5. That's fine. I mean, I get that. I'm just the fucking late beats on games suck. Even though I don't see them, but I hear about them. It's arguably you're not going to find a tougher place to play a night game than in Kansas City at that stadium. That place is fucking loud, and I just go to my basic things. I say, if both teams play the way they're capable of playing, Kansas City wins. If both teams play bad, Kansas City wins. But I think with the crowd early, maybe first quarter -3, maybe first half -4.5. I made a big bet on -4.5 first half, Chris. Run Pure Bets. That's who you are. Is that your name? Is your first name Run and your middle name Pure and your last name Bets?
I'm actually typing that. So,
the fuck?
What do you think? The fucking Wizard of Oz is typing that? Like, who else would be typing that?
Could be anybody. Could be one of the guys in the crew.
So you see this getting typed, and it's like,
how come I can't do that stuff? Like, I want to be able to do that stuff when I do my videos.
You can type. It's right in the chat. You seem to know how to type when I do videos.
Yeah, but I can't get this stuff here that says facts first half -4.5 in bold letters, and that's up there.
Oh, you just got to click the comment. So in the comments, you could do this. You could do this on this video yourself. Move any comment and move the mouse over and click on it.
So
it's not rocket science.
I'll do the one that you did. No, let me do a real one.
What the hell's taking so long?
Because I don't like this. I like you gave me a really bad mouse. I don't even know if it's not showing up. I mean, I'm trying to get Natty's quote. All right, so I hit star under his quote. Is that what I do?
No, you don't. What the fuck are you in the star for? Stop hitting the star. You just click the comment. There you go. See, you did it.
Oh, see that?
See, and then I can take it away. And if I
Why
put
would
a
you
comment,
do that?
you can put it. You can put it back yourself if you want. It doesn't matter. But
Oh, guy made a nice.
you're just going through the motions. I mean, what? I mean, I understand it's baby steps here, but I mean, what's next? You want to start applying to Geek Squad? I mean, you're getting there.
No, I want people to bet Kansas City minus 4.5 first half. But I don't want to interfere. I don't want it to interfere with your bet.
I mean,
and again, and Gregory, you're 100% right. I mean, guy's 16-3 or whatever. That was 16-3. Is that what you
last
are?
week, yeah,
Okay.
including last night, correct?
Okay, and I'm betting against them. I mean, one could say you're due, but I don't think we're betting against you. In a perfect world, Kansas City takes a 7-0 lead or 10-0 lead at the half, and you cover your teaser, and we're good. I could care less. I mean,
there's a chance we get Polish middle. There's a chance we go 2-0. It's gambling.
Yeah. Look at these two guys, two beauties. Thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate it. Next time we'll go in private chat. We'll show you our dicks.
You speak for yourself.
All right. Yeah. Again. Yeah. Unless you got a fucking magnifying glass and a fucking telescope, you can't get too much on him.
They need a telescope to see yours.
They need the telescope. They need the telescope to put up your fucking ass. Here in Canada, we can only play full games and no teasers. Is that true, eh? Richard?
I don't think that. I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe it's. I don't know. You're not even allowed in Canada.
I'm not allowed in Canada. That's fucking because of you.
Because of me. No, because of me.
Because of your name. The Raider game is fixed. Everyone's betting Tennessee, so the Raiders will cover. Who fixes it? Who fixes the games? What do you think, Greg?
I think there is still going to be, no matter what, a large group of the population.
Props.
You know what I find funny? I'm interested in your thoughts on this, because there's a very large group of people that bet like this, right? They're people that have their one or two sports they like to bet a year, right? Let's say it's let's say for argument's sake it's NBA, right? They're good at NBA, right? They'll make bets every night at NBA, and most of the bets they make are quote unquote chalky bets that the public squares are on a lot of the bets, right? That'll happen often. Then they'll bet another sport that they know nothing about, and then their logic is, oh, now I'm just going to fade the public, even though when they're betting a single sport that they consider themselves good at, they bet a lot of bets that are chalky, that are, publicly heavy bets. But when they do other sports that they don't follow, they always like to fade said public. Do you understand that rationale? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Rationally speaking, it doesn't even make sense.
Now, Mike Patrick, right? He used to do Monday Night Football, my friend from ESPN.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been friends with him forever, and we were in Vegas one weekend. This was actually hysterical. So we're at the sports book, and he's like a really regular guy. I mean, he was great now. He did Monday Night Football, been around forever. So we're at the sports book in Vegas one day. We're sitting down there, and there's this guy. It was kind of like the guy that we saw in Vegas, like the lunatic guy, and like he'd come out asking us questions. He's like, "What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And so I said, "Pal, you're having like a really fucking rough time." I said, "What's going on?" And he says, "I fucking bet $300 on so and so in college basketball. I mean, in college football. It's like somewhere in November. I lose. I fucking bet 3 games in NFL. Lose. I bet the fucking NBA. Lose. College basketball. Fucking lose." So Mike Patrick says, he's like, "Pal, you're doing something wrong. Why don't you bet fucking hockey?" He said, "I don't know nothing about hockey."
Yeah.
And we started fucking cracking up. It was dead serious. I don't know nothing about hockey. Couldn't win a game.
I think that's the psychiatric side of it, right? Like you'll always remember the losses. You don't remember the wins. I will say, it's the fact that you brought that up. It reminded me of when we were in, was it Tahoe, when we had nothing to bet because it was the All-Star break and we were doing WNBA round robins.
Yeah. You're bored and sick when it's All-Star weekend or some shit, or there was nothing on the board and we're betting fucking round robins in the WNBA, and we
were there for that. We were there for that celebrity golf tournament in Tahoe, and it's during All-Star break in baseball, so there's nothing to bet on, except for WNBA.
That's when we had lunch. That's when I took you to lunch with Joe Theismann.
Yeah,
it's the first time you met him. Now, did you know Theismann? Did you know Theismann as a player or just as an announcer?
The only thing, so obviously I knew he was both, but the only thing I knew about him as a player was the freak injury.
Yeah, he was at my wedding, and he had a restaurant here in D.C. for the longest time. But he's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and him and my wife have the same first name, so we became friends over the years. I'm gonna give you guys some props, and
Props.
yeah,
Whoa.
props. No, because I was looking, and I saw 150 props on one night football game, so I got curious. I said, how can they have 150 fucking betting options on one game? Thought it was nuts. So I looked at this and I said, 14.5 points Kansas City for the first half. Well, fuck, they're going to score 14.5 points in the first half. They score fast. So, I mean, that's nothing. They'll score they might score 14 in the first quarter. But I think I could see them scoring 17 points. Now, normally what happens here is I will say these things, then one of you motherfuckers are going to say, oh, so you like it over. I never said that. I said I like Kansas City at minus 116 to go over 14.5 points. I also like Kansas City to score in every quarter at plus 120. I'm going to tell you why. Tell me this, and for you math people out there, think about this. Hey, so what's going on? The odds of Kansas City scoring in both halves is minus 2,500. It's minus 2,479 that they're going to score in each half. So that means they're saying that they're going to score in two quarters. The only thing that would make this difficult is if their lead was too big. If their lead was too big and they don't score in the fourth quarter. But I don't think that's the case. And if the game is somewhat close, like you think it is, they should score in every fucking quarter. The way they move the ball and use a quick offense. So there's a pretty big difference. They're basically saying they're going to score at least 2, possibly 3, because they'll definitely score in the first quarter. I mean, they're a quick strike team. They're going to score fast. So first quarter, yes. Second quarter, obviously, yes. Coming off the halftime rah-rah speech, they will. They score in the fourth quarter. I like they'll score in all quarters plus 120. They'll have a score in every quarter. I mean, yeah. Let's see.
Real quick, just to answer this from Jack, what do you use for public money data? I will be honest with you. I think most of what you're going to see is irrelevant. I think with the way the media pushes sports betting so much, I think some of it's true, but I think most of it is just a media pushed agenda, and it's book to book, right? So like certain books might have exposure in some ways, and you, Dad, you know this. When books have too much exposure in certain directions, they typically start selling off some of that exposure to other books to kind of median themselves out. Well, if they want to, unless they want the exposure, which they can. I mean, sometimes obviously books do take a stand on games for sure, but I mean, it doesn't like the whole risk piece. It's like it doesn't matter. I mean, money moves the numbers. If you're not seeing the numbers move, there's at least decent two-way action.
This is what I was telling you about. When somebody says, the sharps run this game, it's bullshit, because you don't know what big local bookmakers in Chicago were taking. They're taking in millions. Or in Philly, or in Frisco, or in LA. So a lot of private books. And look, the average bet in Nevada, look it up. The average ticket that's written when you take the big bets and the small bets, the average ticket on a sporting
$12.
I think it's about $11. Yeah, or $8 to $11. So what they do is they take parlay card money and they say, okay, there's a ton of people all betting the fair. And yeah, I mean, basically when we use the term square money, it's teams that figure to win. It's teams that they're favorites that people like, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing, but anybody. Do I use Don? I used to fucking work for Don Best. Don fucking Best used to work for me. Mindset. I follow all the lines. Pinnacle, Don Best.
I don't think it's taboo anymore. Like I think that 15, 20 years ago, and I've seen this from betting over the last few years, how dynamic the industry's become. But I think 15 to 20 years ago, that quote unquote sharp square stuff might have meant something, because you just weren't getting enough money pushed into the market. Now there's just so much agendas behind it all. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Handicap games the way you want to handicap games. If you're going to let yourself be influenced,
I don't know why. I don't know why the manager of Caesars or William Hill or that is getting hammered on a certain side, saying, "Holy shit, all the smart money is coming on one side." Well, fuck, why would you tell people that? You don't want any more of that money, right? Correct? Why would you say it? I never got that. I just think it's. What did I tell you? I told you that I can tell you Sunday night how the books did in the course of the week. I could tell. All you have to do is just look what teasers are knocked out, what money lines are knocked out, and just takes 2 or 3 of them, and people get knocked. And to be honest with you, I would have guessed players got destroyed this weekend. Actually, players won this weekend. Players won money this weekend.
Teasers did relatively well, which helps.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think it's such an underrated piece. Like people look at the spreads and it's like, oh well, if the spreads, if all the chalk spreads won, then books probably lost. Like there is just so much teaser money on a weekly basis, so much of it, and so much money line parlay money. That again, if you get and to your point on the sportsbook manager, how about when DraftKings, the sportsbook, tweets out from their own account, we have 90% of the money on one side. What side are you betting? Like
I'm going to say it'll be 91. Thank you. Thank you for helping me out.
Make that 91 now. Appreciate.
Yeah. Wow. You're a sport. Wow. I can't believe you're such a nice guy. Yeah. I mean, it's what do you call it? I know. I mean, it's just look. I always look at it like this. There's something that I used a term like 20 years ago. I used to call it the weighted edge. And the weighted edge is basically this: you do your work on a game, and you look at it, and you say, you know what? I did all the work I can. I found out all the little things that could happen. And if they play this game 100 times, I should probably win it 55% of the time. But what you want to do is you want to find that one little bit of information that takes the weight and just kind of moves the scale that way. If you can get that in that position, most times you're going to make money. But there are people that make money. There are people that have winning records and lose money. So going back to when we talk about like people betting, the 5 stars and the 10 stars, all that is just another way of spinning your record. Because if somebody says, hey, your record is 25 and 35, yeah, but I'm plus 18 units. I don't understand, but you've picked 60 games and lost 35 of them. Why the fuck am I following you? Or if you see a guy who's like, hey, my record is like, 40 and 28. Okay. But your big bets all lost. So I mean, it's just a way of spinning it. It's just
there's always that, right? A guy that gets crushed in the NFL but goes 3-2 in college football. On Monday morning, it's like guys off a 3-2 week in college football. Looking forward to another big week in college football. Meanwhile, they lost 8 out of 10 bets in the NFL, but they're talking about the 3-2 that they went in college football. I mean, it's all over the industry. Though. Obviously, there's a ton of smoke and mirrors, and that is what it is. I think somebody asked a question about DFS and bet. So I'll tell you this: as somebody who does them both pretty heavily, betting has changed a lot over the last recent years. Daily fantasy sports, look, you basically got to beat people with optimizers. I personally don't use optimize. I hand build a bunch of lineups. I don't hand build like 150. but 15 or 20. I think there's pros and cons to both. I think that you need to learn the industries of both, and then obviously follow or work with people that are making money in one or the other or both, and then go that route. But as far as pros and cons, it really depends who you ask. The pros I like about DFS, someone else might think is a con. The pros that I might like about betting, someone else might think is a con. It's a subjective industry in that sense. So, but just to give you my 2 cents, I think if you research enough in one or the other, I think you can do both successfully. But again, it's tough to do both rationally and objectively with trying to keep your emotions out of it, right? Because you've even mentioned this before, Dad. How do you bet on a game, but you're rooting against a player on a team that you bet? So
look, people ask me all the time, and I say, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not good at it. I wouldn't. It's not something that I do, and I think I think pride comes in a lot when somebody else is like, wait a minute, like your son is like one of the better fantasy players out there. I said, yeah, he sure is. I said, but his dick ain't bigger than mine. I mean, what am I going to say? I mean, that's just I don't know what to tell you. But no, I guess my point is, I think there is. I don't know if it's a pound your chest kind of thing. Like, everybody wants to be like, I want to be the man. I want to be the next Billy Walters. I mean, everybody wants to. No, I mean, like I say, it's just. I think you take something that you're good at and roll with it. If you're good at something, stick with it. That's why I don't do the NBA. I'm not good at. I don't do a lot of different things. But I will tell you one thing. I'll put up any amount of money with anybody when World Cup comes, because I put that fucking soccer ball right in people's ass.
Why is the soccer ball got to go in people's ass? It's always got to be ass or genitals or taint. It's always got to go in that nether
What am
region.
I going to say? Put it in his ear? I mean, I'm just joking when I say, like, I'm not pounding my chest. I'm joking when I say that, but I love World Cup. I do. I've been successful in World Cups. I don't know. Maybe I've been lucky. I don't know, but
No, I love it.
being an originator, not a steam chaser. Yeah, steam chasers. Steam chaser is basically a guy betting a bad number. He basically fucked a girl after 7 people daisy chained her. That's all it is. Who the fuck wants that? Right, Daniel? Why would you fucking girl after 9 guys already fucking nutted in her? That's a steam chaser. Late for the party.
Can we get an upgrade to the little table you have there? You just have a bunch of different notepads. It seems completely disorganized.
I got my placards because I do that. I got.
Is that a floss kit?
That's not a
What the hell is that green thing?
It's my placards for my teeth.
That's a floss kit. You're over there using a floss. Look at you.
Got some cash here. So I got the can's a little full now with money. It wasn't as full. I got my Zantac for heartburn when I'm talking to you because you get me fucking agita.
That's really weird.
I got dog bones for when a dog comes down. He does something, wants a treat. I'm fucking prepared. I mean, this is the most important thing. And when you get enough money, you'll be able to carry one of these around.
I don't know if money's the issue there. Do you have like 8 stacked notepads at the end of that desk?
When you bet like me,
are you just? I mean, yeah. Look at all those notes. You're like
because the other ones are full.
You're like a glorified test taker. Look at those notes.
Well, because the other stuff is full.
Those notes should go in a museum.
You asked me if I ever read a book. Read this book. It's a very good book.
That has to be a good book. I have not read that yet, but that has to be a good book.
But I'll save it for you. So don't make these accusations like I don't read or nothing like that. I read, and I also clip my toenails when I could reach. So yeah, I got my props. Kansas. This is high juice, but will Kansas City score? Will Kansas City score in the third quarter? -157. Fuck, I would sell you on that. You think they're going to shot in the third quarter?
Yeah, so obviously we bet a little differently. Since you're betting they'll score every quarter, I personally would not also bet they will score in the third quarter.
No, I mean, there's an option. I'm just saying, like, I might just bet. Will they score in the third quarter later 157? The longest completion I saw, I don't know if I read this right because I don't do a lot of these things because I don't like to do stuff I can't control. It has to be game oriented. The 35.5 or 36.5 yards longest completion by Mahomes. Wouldn't that be low? Oh, you need the name of the book? Name of the book title, please. It's Stuart Scott, Every Day I Fight. That's the name of the book. It's really, really good. It's definitely a good read. So I've read it.
I'm not sure. So Joey says, can we get a GoFundMe for a new chair? Is that a new chair for him or me? Because my chair is pretty dusty too. I think he means you though.
It's a good fucking chair. I mean, if you want to do a GoFundMe, I'm in. It's fine. I mean, I don't got pride.
I don't even know what other type of chair you'd like. I mean, that seems like a you chair.
It is a me chair. It's a nice chair.
Leather. Looks comfortable. Good arch support.
It is. I don't like them vibrating chairs. Like when you get like pedicures and then the Chinese lady says you want the vibrate thing on. No, I don't like that shit. I don't like anything movement on a chair. And not only that, sometimes them chairs, I don't need to be getting like fucking my balls getting rotated on, and you never know. You get a pedicure, and all of a sudden the little Asian girl, you get a chub.
First of all, when was the last time legally you were getting a pedicure, and all of a sudden magically your balls are getting fondled?
They don't know. I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying sometimes it could be a section for an erection. You know what I mean? You don't want to take any chances. I mean, it's just like, that's why I don't like nobody touch me. That's why I don't do that spa massage where they rub that. Just cut my nails and fucking buff them. You know what I mean? Get the sandblaster out, get the little shit out. That's fine. But I don't want them getting that moisturizer and doing the calves and the thighs. Because I told the one lady, I said, you go a little higher, we're going to go to dinner. But no, that'd be embarrassing if you pitch a tent while you're doing that, especially when your fucking wife and your kids are getting one and next one over, because we make it a family thing, getting pedicures. It's kind of nice. I enjoy it. little worn out behind the head facts. Oh, the share, yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that is that's there's a story behind that one, but that was
another day.
yeah, another day.
All right, so we've been here for 40 minutes. I feel like we've hit our peak.
And this has been like a really tame show for me, which only means one other thing. Um, Wednesday, for those I'll be doing the show alone. I will so Tuesday I go for my shave. I go by the Chinese lady. She shaves me. Get my face shaved once a week there, so I'll be clean shaved. Um, we'll got week games Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A bunch of games we'll discuss, and all them people that sold their house and lost that money on Oklahoma. Maybe there's a chance you can get even, or you can get a fucking crying towel and cry like
Game of the year, the sequel. Game of the year, the sequel. Dad on
yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Releases on Wednesday.
I don't know if I called it a game of the year, but I'm sure it's fucking gonna call this one a game of the year.
Definitely mindset. Definitely a lot more like him. More. I don't want to say all feel subjective, but power rankings are good for sure. But what goes without saying, what power rankings are also subjective. So
Yeah, what if you're wrong?
it's the same thing. It's the same thing with models and algorithms. I mean, I'd argue, models and algorithms, and even like optimizers are just glorified subjective player ratings. I mean, you're putting in your own ratings, and obviously you're putting in your own formulas and you're spitting out results that land you on certain numbers. And granted, obviously, if you can backlog your numbers make sense or whatnot, fine. But I'm a much more subjective handicapper, but not as much of feel like my dad is. I do try to use obviously certain numbers and math towards certain things, but I just want to be clear, like the whole power rankings and line movement, I won't even discuss because line movement, look, use line movement to get good numbers. Don't use line movement to be like, oh, reverse line movement. I need to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, use the line movement so that this opened up a more favorable number for me, and now I'll bet this new number, not the opposite, because then you're just chasing steam.
Yeah,
Okay.
just try to get the best of it. Hello, Mr. Ankara Capitalist. Muhammad, no, I don't know Jeff Nadu. Maybe I do. I mean, I'm saying the name wrong, but I don't think I do. Or I thought I would recognize him. If so, I'd love to hear my thoughts.
Guys, he's a younger guy. You probably don't know.
No, he's what do you think Bianca Andreescu can win tonight in WTA?
I'd argue now, this time more than ever, like with tennis, like in terms of this time of year, there's got to be so many fixed matches in that sport.
Oh, of course. There's 100%. It's 100%.
These are all what WTA 250s, not even.
Yeah,
they're pissant tournaments.
But here's the thing. I'm talking about getting in and getting out. I win my first set. I don't come back. I lay low. And what's the name comes back? Kenin wins the second set 6-1. Now you would sit there and say, okay, maybe she found herself. Now do I come back and bet the third set? I wouldn't do that. Andreescu can win. Yeah. So yeah, if I asked me, she can win that. She's short. They played once. They beat her. It was a while ago, but she's playing better. She's been playing better competition. So yeah, I think she can win tonight.
I think this has been one of your most behaved shows ever. Like I think I need to go 16-3 most weeks so that you can be tame.
No, if I tell you this, I'm going to tell you. I know this is going to sound really fucking crazy, but I didn't feel really good today for some reason, and
I got it. You know what? I got a little cold too that I'm dealing with.
No, it wasn't cold. This is like psychological shit, Anyway, I took my pills, right? Like I take some fucking crazy pills, right? So because of my what do you call it when you're crazy, when you're volatile? So was that called? Yeah, when I'm because I snap. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if I took my pills and then took them again. So now I'm kind of like,
you got the chromosomes mixed up right now. Yeah,
I double dosed. So it's like I think
you take another one of them, you might get a split personality that might pop out.
No, it's been really weird. Do you mess with Copa America? I do sometimes. Euro Champions, yes, absolutely. I do like them leagues as well. I want to. I take this metformin. You know what that is?
Ram it. What was that? Sorry.
Do you know what metformin is?
No.
It's some kind of fucking thing I take. I don't know what it's for, but it's supposed to be good for you if you're like borderline diabetes, which I'm not diabetic, so but I take it, I guess, for prevention. So it's in the same pill vial. Like my pill vials, and my wife puts her pill vial right next to mine, which she never does. But because I got my pills all set up, right? So I turned around, I took one of her pills by mistake. And so I'm like, why would you? I just looked at this. Your name is on this. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, I forgot to put it away. I'm like, why would you put it next to my pill? So yeah, don't take it. So I said, well, I just fucking took it. He said, well, what is it? And it was a pill to slow her heart rate down. So she's like, should we call the emergency room? And I was like, for what? She says, well, this is to slow your heart rate down. So anyway, that should be pretty fucking good. You know, I got fucking money on the game tonight. I don't know.
Muhammad, actually, believe it or not, no, I haven't been working any more than I normally have. I guess the camera's a little closer this time. But no one haven't been working any more than I normally do. But these days I'm probably I don't know, 205, 202,
you off the juice?
203.
You off the juice?
I'm clean, fully clean. I could pass a PED test these days.
And you need a Wizinator.
I just need a few rounds of diuretics and 2 gallons of water. I could pass any PED test.
Yeah. No, you got the Wizinator. You know what that is, right?
No, I don't.
You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
So when athletes do this to pass drug tests. It's a they take the you take the cup and you go in there, and they have to watch you. So you pull out a fake dick and you cover it over your real dick. Now, in your case, that would be like a thimble, but from the Monopoly game. But yeah, I think it's like they call it the Wizinator, where it's just like you kind of go over it, and somehow while you're pissing, you bring the piss in, and you drop it in there. I don't know.
You do realize as you make fun of small genitals as it relates to me that that's also genetic, right? So like it's not like you have like you have a fire hose and you're like yeah my son's field mouse. That's not how it works.
I never claimed to have fire hose, but it works. You know what I mean? I right now I'll introduce you to Pamela. Pamela is my best friend.
You see what you're doing with this chat now, Facts. Do you think Ramit's going to win the tourney soon? This is what you're turning these people into.
No, Brandon's being creative. I like that. Ramit could win it. You just got to stick it in the hole.
All right. So yeah, this was a well-behaved show from you. So kudos. I'm sure on Wednesday you'll go right back to going off the rails.
Wednesday, I am going to go off the fucking rails so bad it's going to be scary. I think we may even do prank phone calls on Wednesday. I might try to set some prank phone calls up if I can reach people, but I'm going to do something that's fucking off the charts.
Love it.
So guys, for those of you who want to listen to real sports and good stuff, I'll be here at Wednesday for Whip It Out Wednesday at 5 and Factsman Friday at 5. And I apologize for the Monday cleanness and the guest. So all right, what do you call it? I'm out of here, Vladimir. This is fucking 48 minutes. I'm never getting back. This is
about to be an Irish goodbye from him, by the way, folks. This is where he leaves abruptly and who no one knows. But anyway, gamble responsibly, stay safe, and as always, run